NFC East fans, man? It's your boy Jay Tuck, Kid Blue, Eagle, Allen, Rio in the building. Going to talk about this week's NFL matchups in the NFC East. As of right now, we have Kid Blue on bye week, so he gets to sit back and relax on draft watch. So all we really have is the Cowboys versus the Houston Texans kicking off on Monday Night Football. So Kid Blue, I'm gonna kick things over to you since you get to relax. What is your thoughts on the NFC East, how things are shaping up, and most importantly, how do you feel about this Cowboys-Texans matchup? Right now, the Texans are favored on BetUS by minus 8.5 points. Do you think they cover, or what's going to go on with that matchup?
Well, I'll talk about the Cowboys game first. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I think the Cowboys are going to lose, of course. It just depends by how much.
That's just not going to be interesting, KB.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be an interesting game. I don't know. I haven't tuned into too much Texans games, but I know that he hasn't been very consistent. I've got him on fantasy. He's giving me like 13 points a game. What are you doing? So, and of course he's missing out on a couple weapons as well. So it should be interesting. But the battle for Texas there for Texans versus Cowboys. But I'm going to say that the Texans win, and I'll be honest with you, maybe they cover just because of the quarterback situation for the Cowboys. It's just not good. But I'll be honest with you. I mean, the Texans aren't really that. They're very vulnerable right now. I think they're very happy that they ended up, with the Cowboys this week. But yeah, let's see what happens. But I'd say the Texans got a good chance of covering their spread. What you said, 8.5?
Yeah, 8.5.
Yeah, I'd say the Texans could cover that. I don't know about easily, but I think they can cover it. And what was the other question? Was about the bye week?
Yeah. What are you doing, Philly, bro? You know what I'm saying? Because you get to relax. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you think is going to happen with the New York Giants while they're on the bye week? Do you think it's going to be a quarterback change? What do you think is going to happen?
I'll be honest with you, just by the press conference that Joe Shane had, our GM, I think we are looking at a Daniel Jones benching, and I think they're going to throw in either Lock or DeVito and probably have Daniel Jones as the emergency quarterback, QB3, just to make sure that he doesn't come in, just in case, Lock were to go down, he goes back in and then gets hurt himself, and then we still have to pay the $23 million. So right. I imagine him being emergency quarterback. It sucks for him. I do feel bad for him. He gave it his darnest, he gave it his all. But listen, they shouldn't have paid him all that money in the first place. We knew that this is the road that we were going to go on. He was inevitably not going to live up to expectations. And I think the Giants are, especially after the results of the game against the Carolina Panthers and in the fashion they lost to the worst team in the NFL. I think the front office, coaching staff are in agreement. It's like, listen, it's probably best. There's no more, moral victories anymore. It's probably best that we just call it a season and look forward to the draft and trying to get a top draft spot. So yeah, I don't hate them for what they're doing. I know a lot of Giants fans may not like that because it's not in our DNA. It's not very Giants-esque, but this is kind of the position that we're in. Blame the ownership, blame the front office for having to put us in this situation where we have to root for losses. But in the end, I think this is all going to work. I think the Giants fans are going to remember this bye week for a long time, and that Carolina game and how Tyrone Tracy just fumbled it away because it's almost like the Homelander meme, where he's like surprised, everybody loves him. Right. I know that was Tyrone Tracy's react because he was crying, bawling tears that he lost that game. He's a rookie. Feel bad for him, young kid. I'm sure when he went on Twitter, he had a smile on his face because all the Giants fans were rejoicing. Besides, the guys that just want to win every game no matter what. So, but yeah, I think Giants fans are going to remember this moment for a long time as finally changing the franchise and the organization for the better, and hopefully that is with a quarterback.
Garrett Nussmeier.
Nussmeier gang, right? So, okay, let me ask you this: is there a portion of your fan base that is like pro Daniel Jones? I know, like every fan base has like these weird little sectors, right? We have the pro Cooper Rushes, right? They believe that Cooper Rush is the one that can take the Cowboys to the playoffs. Yeah. Oh, it's a whole Facebook group of thousands of them. Like it's not just, what I'm saying. So, is there a certain like percentage or some of the fan base that actually thinks like, yo, Daniel Jones just needs a better opportunity, that he's not being treated properly, like you don't want him to be benched? Like, how was those conversations as a content creator for the Giants?
The beginning of this season, I would probably say it was a 50-50 split between pro Jones and I don't want to say anti Jones, just just willing to replace him, just being done with him. But there was, I would say, a good 50% of those fans were like they want to win with Jones, like they don't want it any other way. They want to force the Giants to keep Daniel Jones and win with him. But now, as the season has progressed, and he's had a couple of good games here and there, but yeah, we're talking about a couple of good games according to PFF. PFF is going to get down to the numbers or whatever, but if you watch him out there, it's nothing special. It really isn't. You can pick out a couple of the Seattle game. Sure, Seattle game, he was not the problem, but was he really the reason why we won that game? No, So I think a lot of Giants fans are coming to the realization that on the pro Jones side, that the Giants can get a lot better at the quarterback position, and just because he's not always the problem, it doesn't mean that he is the solution there at quarterback. He's got to be the solution at all times. It's not enough to not be the problem. You got to step in and be the reason why you win games. And I always point to Jaden Daniels because a lot of these Giants fans didn't want Jaden Daniels. They didn't want another quarterback. They wanted Daniel Jones. They were like, oh, you paid the quarterback, you let him play this, that, and the third.
Brian Daboll wanted him from Jaden Daniels.
And now, although I haven't talked to many of them since then, I know they're looking at that Jaden Daniels situation there in Washington and saying, damn, like, these guys were right. These guys were right. We won pointless games. We won ourselves out of Jaden Daniels, and Daniel Jones is just not the guy. He's not the guy. So that's why I really want Daniel Jones to play out the season. So a lot of these other fans can finally get off the bandwagon, and we can all hold hands and walk into the sunset of a new quarterback, a new era, instead of having these guys saying, well, he got benched, he didn't get a chance. I guarantee you go on Giants Twitter, you're going to see that. He didn't get a chance talk. He needs another receiver. He needs more O-line. Andrew Thomas is hurt. What do you expect? All that. So, like I said, to put a bow on it, I'm excited about the future, and I think, like I said, that Giants fans, whether you like Daniel Jones or not, are going to remember this part of the season for a long time.
Well, it's good to know it's not only my fan base that has to lose, right? Because there's people that feel like Cooper Rush is not getting a fair opportunity. But speaking of Cooper Rush, the Dallas Cowboys will face off versus the Houston Texans, right? The Houston Texans hasn't looked like they did last year, but they're going to get Nico Collins back, it sounds like. So ching ching for my fantasy. What is a way that the Dallas Cowboys could possibly pull off the upset at home, even though they haven't won one since December 30th of last year at home versus the Houston Texans?
You load up the game on Madden and you get someone who's not very good at the game at this point.
Facts.
You do not upset the Houston Texans in this game.
Sub Dak back in, and sub everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Turn all the sliders up. That's how you guys get an upset in this game. At this point, y'all are competing with the Giants in draft position and who's going to be in the bottom of the basement. This is not a very interesting game to talk about or to watch. I feel for you Dallas fans that have to sift through this to talk about stuff for a post-game show and to get content for I've been where you've been. I've been where you are right now, man. It's a slog to get through the rest of this season. You just want to talk about draft prospects and free agency already. But I think Houston's gonna get in y'all ass a little bit, man. I think Mr. Podcast, I think he'll turn up a little bit. I think Micah Parsons got money to make. He got money to make and rent's due, so he's gonna get some things done. He'll probably try to chase Stroud a little bit more than the normal quarterback because that's his podcast. That's his podcast partner right there. Right. That's his co-host. He wants to be in Houston with CJ Stroud.
Right.
So it's not going to be a very interesting game to watch. I think the Texans will have it packed up by halftime. I know Stroud, people are saying, that tape is catching up to CJ Stroud. I mean, he's playing without Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs. Yeah. And like what
and no Laramie Tunsil, right? No Laramie Tunsil.
They're going through a lot in Houston as well, and he's still trying to hold down the fort over there. I don't know how you lose a game where you catch 5 interceptions, but it is what it is. I got the Texans by at least 2 scores in this one.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I will be in the building, man. But I'm not going to Dallas for the game. I'm going for the Mike Tyson fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see Tyson fight, man, versus Jake Paul. There's probably going to be 2 upsets in that building, man. But Al, before we get up out of here, man, what's your thoughts about the Cowboys versus Texans on Monday Night Football, prime time for the world to see?
Prime time.
Yeah, man. Y'all about to get embarrassed on prime time, man. Man. This is gonna be something else. But I almost agree with everything what Rio said. I think y'all defense is going to show up. You got Micah Parsons is going to do his thing here and there. It Diggs might make some shake a little bit, but it's just gonna be overall, man. Y'all offense just not going to get it going, and then Houston just going to pile on because they really need to win to see what they could do in their division. So it's going to be a two-score game. The battle of Texas and Houston's just gonna run away with this. Cowboys fans, I don't know how y'all gonna feel, be happy or mad about it. Happy, we still in that draft race. Bad because you're still a fan, you want your team to win, but yeah, Houston is going to take this one, man. CJ Stroud really need this one.
Well, here at Cowboys Nation, here's how you stay happy. You go to BetUS, you use the promo code YouTube150, and you slam money on the Houston Texans, and you cash out during these Cowboys losses. Listen, Christmas is underway, y'all. Christmas is getting close. Don't let the Cowboys, you know what I'm saying? Don't have a losing season and be, bro. At least get your money sitting back and watching these L's, man. But I think the Cowboys, I would be shocked if they even pull this game off and make it close. I know it's -8.5 or 8. I would probably take about 14, might even make it by 20 because the Cowboys have not shown up at home. And right now, they are just riddled with injuries. It's going to be bad, especially with Cooper Rush. But we might get some Trey Lance opportunity. That's the only excitement you might get from the Dallas Cowboys side of things. But like I said, we have a short week when it comes to the NFC East because Kid Blue's on bye week. And we have Al and Rio. They going head-to-head already. And the Cowboys have Monday Night Football. So that's all to talk about. So make sure you sign up and subscribe to Roundtable Sports. Turn on that notification bell so you do not miss out. For J Tuck, Kid Blue, Eagle, Al, and Rio Robinson, we are out, y'all. Peace.
Let's get it.